being actually said. This type of listening requires the listener to provide feedback to the speaker and confirm the understanding. We all know Purvi, who is an active listener who came up with so many hours as an hour counter last week, listening to everyone's speech line by line. Let us welcome Purvi to give her icebreaker speech. I also request Toastmaster Priya to read out her objectives. Priya?
Am I audible?
Yes, thank you.
Very good morning, one and all present over here. So today I'm here to evaluate our new joining Toastmaster Purvi, and her purpose statement of the speech is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the best, Toastmaster Purvi. Over to you.
Thank you, Priya. Purvification of my life. Toastmaster Purvi. Toastmaster Purvi. Purvification of my life. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning. Fasten your seat belts as we prepare to go on a bumpy ride for the next 6 minutes. I promise you, this ride would be a cocktail of comedy, drama, with a dash of what on earth was she doing? Was she thinking? Purification of my life started when my parents zeroed on my name, Purvi. Purvi, it means winds blowing from the east. Some kids were born wiser beyond their years. I was born, let's just say, blissfully naive. I was that kid who believed in the moon, followed me home, and that every adult was a superhero in disguise. I lived in a world where dropping things wasn't a sign of clumsiness, but a just, chance to see gravity in action. Unfortunately, I wasn't one. How and the gravity and I have a very close relationship. However, I was happy go lucky, always wandering around with a smile that screamed, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm loving it. Turning simple tasks into complex disasters, and I was the epitome of cheerful chaos. I failed at pretty much every single event, but I did it with flair. That sums up my childhood saga. With such great credentials, I boldly moved to the teenage years, the era of rebellion. I did almost everything when I was asked not to do, wearing short dresses, hanging around with boys, and even sneaking out for late night parties. But I did it so flawlessly, except I was trying to figure out that I might need to study as well. The idea of getting into a college seemed distant as I was below the radar. Still, with my skills, I managed to get into an elite, close to an elite, and life seemed beautiful without racking my brains. Suddenly, then comes a big bump, and I hear my family is looking out for a suitable match to transport me to another port. Let's not even start on how I was itching to escape Ahmedabad. I wanted it so bad, but I would have taken one-way ticket to anywhere. Little did I know life was about to answer that wish in the most unexpected way. And that's when the roller coaster started its first big drop. Enter Chennai. But not just Chennai, a new city, new culture. Sorry, cultural shock. And a husband that my parents hadn't even met. Yes, my ticket out of Ahmedabad was an arranged marriage to a stranger who just seemed like a from another planet. Chennai, with its different language, you thinking I'm talking about Tamil? You got it completely wrong. Yes, to speak in English was a task And my friends here belittled and made fun of me. And I seriously considered to getting a coaching classes. And Chennai's sultry weather and heat just made Ahmedabad feel like an, an air conditioned mall. And the food, let's just say my taste buds went through the roller coaster ride. Idli dosas for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Really? I miss my fafras, doklas, handwas, undiu, theplas. List is never ending. But life didn't stop there. Soon I found myself juggling the chaos of motherhood. Imagine me trying to keep a grip on sanity with a baby in one arm, career in the other, and family in the other. But somehow, at least the sleepless nights, I found myself not just surviving, but thriving. I even landed on the headboard of some organizations, leading meetings while mentally planning how to survive the next toddler tantrum. And here comes then the next big fall. Life, with all its twists and turns, eventually took me to the rock bottom. Facing betrayals from the closest ones was heartbreaking. It was like the ground opened up and swallowed me whole. Everyone I knew, including my parents, turned their backs, nowhere to go, and everything I thought I knew I built seemed to crumble. I felt like a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces, unsure I could ever be whole again. I wanted to give up on my life. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom: you get to choose to stay where you are or start digging. So I dug deep down into myself, trying to find a purpose, my own very existence. It felt like the universe had conspired to bring me down, and for a while I let it. That turned me into meditation, to healing, to learning, anything that could help me understand the chaos that was my life. It's just, I have learned to catch them, or at least dodge them with a bit more grace. Slowly, I began to piece myself back together, rising from ashes like a phoenix. I became a certified therapist, a coach, and a healer, not just for others, but for myself as well. But let me tell you, the challenges didn't stop. Life has a funny way of testing you. But now I am better equipped to handle whatever comes my way. And yet, with all the certifications and the healings, I'm still trying to connect the dots. There's still so much unknown to understand, explore in this journey. The purification of my life is an ongoing process, a journey of constant learning, failing, falling, and rising again. So here I am, standing before you, still a bit clumsy, still figuring things out, but with a heart full of hope and mind, ready for a next chapter. The purification of my life isn't a story of perfection. It's a story of perseverance, of falling down and getting back up, of laughing through the tears and finding strength in the struggle. Thank you so very much.
Thanks a lot, Purvi. So that was purification, where like you actually reinvented yourself. Thank you. So we have something called informal listening. Informal listening is like focusing on learning, understanding,